What's up, boys? UFC 316 just happened a couple days ago. I'm going to play matchmaker for some of the notable winners and losers. If you don't know how this video is supposed to go, I'm going to match up Merab's next fight, Corey's next... No, Corey. He didn't even fucking fight, but as someone that's going to mention in this video. Sean O'Malley's next fight, Patchy Mix's next fight, Mario Batista's next fight. I'm going to match up all their next fights because I think that these are the matchups that need to happen and that I think make the most sense to me. Starting off with the first fight, I need to match up. I'm going to start off with the winner of the main event, Merab Dvalishvili, the Machine. His next fight should be against Corey Sandhagen. Merab already beat Sean O'Malley twice, Umar, Cejudo, and Petr Yan. Those are big four names in the bantamweight division. So for Merab to turn around as early as he wants to, he didn't take really any damage in this fight. Sandhagen, he has not fought Merab. He is basically the only fighter in the top 5 that has not lost to Merab. So this makes the most sense. Corey Sandhagen ranked number 4. Merab obviously just whooped Sean O'Malley's ass and submitted him. Fuck yeah. So this is going to be the next fight. It's probably going to be September later this year because Merab likes a quick turnaround. He didn't take no damage. He's going to be active. He's getting up there in age. He's about 34 years old. So I think Merab's going to want to fight as much as he can and rack up the most defenses he can. He already is, or he already was, the greatest bantamweight of all time after he beat Umar the first time. And yeah, this is the fight that needs to happen next. But here I do have, so these notes for me are going to be my predictor, or by my prediction notes for right now. So I'm going to do a long prediction. I'm just going to see it in the future. I don't know what's gonna happen on fight week or what's gonna happen if someone's gonna miss weight or someone has to get injured. But if everything works fine out for these fighters, this is who I'm gonna choose, and these notes are gonna help me dictate my prediction and help you guys out as well. So I'm gonna start off with Sandhagen. Great anti-wrestling and scrambles. Corey Sandhagen had great anti-wrestling and scrambles against Umar Nurmagomedov. Again, he was doing great in the first 4 rounds of the fight. And then towards the 5th round of the fight, when he knew he was losing, he kind of gave up. So that is one of my negatives at the bottom, but I'm not going to get to those yet. I'm going to go through the positives first. Great anti-wrestling and scrambles. He did it against Umar. He was doing great against Deiveson Figueiredo. Deiveson Figueiredo couldn't get Corey anywhere dangerous. When he did, Corey was able to get out and play his own jiu-jitsu game and be able to use his anti-wrestling, able to get out, able to create a good scramble, and eventually get back to his feet. Second point, crafty on the feet. Corey Sandhagen, crafty man. Crafty Sandhagen, dude. So Corey Sandhagen loves mixing it up on the feet. And he was doing his fight against Petr Yan back in the day. Even though Petr Yan eventually started whooping his ass in the first round, Corey Sandhagen was mixing it up on the feet. Kicks, 1-2s down the middle, hooks. And Corey Sandhagen is slick on the feet. He is slick. When against his fight against Petr Yan and recently against his fight against Deiveson Figueiredo, we were able to see Corey Sandhagen on the feet and be able to, because there was this rift between, let's say it started at the Rob Font fight and then to the Umar fight. It's just Corey lost something in his mentality and he looked like shit both fights. I mean, Rob Font, he smothered him to a decision, but to Corey's credit, he did fuck up his tricep, but I think that fight and then eventually leading up to the Umar fight, and it was just Corey lost something. He lost his craftiness on the feet. He was hesitant, but good point for Corey Sandhagen, crafty on the feet, good cardio. I mean, Corey Sandhagen in the 5th round of the Umar fight he was giving up, but he was still there. He was still able to maneuver out of some takedowns. He was still able to strike on the feet. And against the Petr Yan fight, he was able to do fucking crazy output from the 3rd and 4th and 5th rounds in that fight. So, good cardio will last in this fight. I mean, I don't know, because it is Merab's and he's the fucking machine, so we'll see about that. I'm a burp. All right. Flash knockout ability. So Sandhagen, for most of his come up his career, he's able to get these crazy flying knees, like the one against Freaky Edgar, and then the spinning wheel kick against Marlon Moraes, and yeah, he has that in his back pocket. You know, he still has that freaking flying knee out of nowhere. He still has that spinning wheel kick out of nowhere that just put people down in a flash. That's why it's a flash knockout, because it just happens so fast and so unexpected where you're just like, what the fuck just happened? So Corey Sandhagen has that ability. You know, Marab can be shooting a takedowns. He'd be doing really good. And out of nowhere, Corey Sandhagen lands a jump knee, and Marab's fucking knocked out, or he's knocked down. He's trying to get back up to his feet, shooting takedowns. Corey has that in his back pocket with crazy techniques, really. Just flying knees and spinning back kicks, spinning wheel kicks. Anything like kind of crazy move where it's just like Corey Sandhagen, you know, you wouldn't expect him to pull out of his back pocket in a bad area, but he will. So, relentless output and damage. We saw, I mean, this was Corey Sandhagen mostly coming up in his career, and this was Corey Sandhagen in his last fight. It didn't matter where, on the feet or on the ground, Corey Sandhagen was always trying to do damage. He was fucking Davison Figueiredo up bad. I swear there was a 10-8 round in that fight, but I cannot recall because the fight ended so shitty and I got pissed off that it ended that way. So I just said, fuck this fight. So I didn't even do any research or looked at that fight at all. But from what I remember, relentless output and damage, dude. Corey Sandhagen, he's always looking for damage. He's always doing damage with his, another point here, slicing elbows. Split open Song Yadong, Dr. Stoppage, was fucking up Davison Figueiredo. He was beating the shit out of Chito Vera with the elbows on the ground, landing crazy elbows on the ground. But Chito Vera, of course, he doesn't get cut. It's kind of like some weird genetic ability. I don't care. I don't know, dude. But yeah, those are the points in my book for the Corey Sandhagen. And now we got the negatives. Can get overwhelmed. In his not in his last fight, but with Umar, it seemed like he got overwhelmed with the pressure, the wrestling, and the unpredictability of Umar Nurmagomedov. He was confused, and he was overwhelmed by what Umar could throw at him. So it got so bad to the point, you know, Umar Nurmagomedov was throwing fucking cardio kickboxing combos. You know, shit that's your 40-year-old mom does at, you know, if you live in Bakersfield, Eric Nolan's on the weekends. And yeah, dude, it got bad. That's how overwhelmed Corey Sandhagen can get. And another negative point, gets stuck trying to be crafty. So Corey Sandhagen, he prides in just trying to be the most technical. He tries to be this maestro on the feet. But in reality, I mean, Corey Sandhagen, dude, he's over there trying to switch stances, trying to confuse his opponent, switch stances, trying to be all nice, trying to be all smooth with it, trying to be a little tricky, trying to be crafty, trying to impress somebody on TV and look good on a fucking clip. And then Umar would just throw a fucking 2-3 with a body kick, and all that shit went out the fucking window. So Corey Sandhagen, he gets stuck and he tries to pride himself into being this super technical striker, and just forgets about what fighting is, dude. You got to put damage out there, and that's what we saw with Davison Figueiredo. We returned to his former self of putting relentless output and damage on Davison Figueiredo. And another negative point that I have, damn, dude. He gets unmotivated if he's down on the scorecards. We saw this against Umar Nurmagomedov. He knew he was losing, and you can tell that he just wasn't trying the last 5th and 4th round when it came to you need to finish. He just wasn't going. He just didn't go. He resigned himself to losing a decision. Just giving himself a moral victory for not getting finished or knocked out, dude. So yeah, dude. Another point that's negative about Corey Sandhagen, he gets bullied. You know, Petr Yan bullied the shit out of him. Umar was bullying him. And when Marab gets going and he starts He starts trying to bully Sandhagen like he did to O'Malley and everyone else he's fought, dude. Corey Sandhagen's probably gonna melt. That's all I gotta say, dude. Corey Sandhagen, when he's getting pressured, getting bullied, he does not do well on the back foot. And yeah, dude. These are not good points for Corey Sandhagen looking at it, but now we get to Merab's points and minuses. Merab Dvalishvili, he is the machine. I put 3 pluses on that because being the machine that he is, it's overpowered. Overpowered ability to keep going when you're supposed to be tired, like how everyone else in the world would be tired, but for some reason you do not get tired, and you have this crazy mentality and crazy cardio that just all your opponents just fall out because they cannot keep up with you. And that's my next point. Makes everyone quit. Sean O'Malley quit. Umar quit. Fucking Piotr Jan, he kind of faded away and quit. Henry Cejudo quit. It's just Merab is unfair. He's unfair. He's not unfair in a way like he has crazy power or he has crazy submission games or his crazy good jiu-jitsu. It's just his cardio, man. His cardio is way too good, and people fear Merab's takedowns. And that's my next point. Uses the fear of the takedown to land steaming shots. Did this against O'Malley in his last fight. O'Malley went in trying to, I cannot get taken down. I cannot get taken down. That mentality froze O'Malley up on the feet every time Merab tried to close. It was coming forward and trying to close the distance. It came to a point to where O'Malley would see Merab dart in, just drop his hands just so he can get an underhook or something. And then Merab, overhand right on the chin, and then with a left hook right behind it. And then he shoots in for the takedown against the fence. Merab can land steaming shots when people are so afraid of his takedown ability. So that's another point. And my last point is it's overpowered. The pros cancel out the cons. It doesn't matter, from what it seems in his last 5 fights, it doesn't seem that like what anybody's special ability, they got knockout power, or they're crafty on the feet, or crazy combinations, have the wrestling, submission game, and also have knockout power. It doesn't matter. It does not matter because Merab stifles everybody's abilities. All their X factors are stifled by Merab's constant pressure, crazy cardio, and the fear of the takedown, which is having him land big shots on people. People don't notice it because it doesn't seem like Merab. You don't hear like this loud pop, but when you look at it in the fights against the Sean O'Malley fight, those were big shots he was catching O'Malley with, dude. Just faking the takedown and throwing an overhand instead. So, yeah, it doesn't matter what everyone else has in their fucking tool belt, dude. Merab's pros just cancel out all of his cons. Merab, he's not awkward on the feet, but he's reckless on the feet. Doesn't have the best striking, doesn't have the best fucking wrestling or jiu-jitsu. It's just, he's a fucking machine, dude. He's just so unbeatable. For what it seems, he's just so unbeatable to where it's like, what do you do against this guy? Doesn't matter if you have knockout power. Doesn't matter if you have crazy jiu-jitsu ability. Doesn't matter if you have crazy scramble ability. Merab will win. You will melt because you cannot keep up with him. Merab's overpowered. So my prediction for this fight, Merab decision. I'm going to go 49-46 Merab. Well, Corey Sandhagen might win, let's say, like the first or second round. Other than that, Merab's going to steamroll him the last 4 rounds. Or the last 3 rounds. So I'm going to go 249-46 and 150-45 for Merab. And Corey Sandhagen, he's a great fighter. I love his technical ability. But again, Merab is just too overpowered for anybody in this division. He's not going to move up anytime soon. He's not going to fight Pantoja for Pantoja to come up. Ooh. He's not going to do that. So, Merab is just going to be here until he fucking dies. Until he loses. And from what it seems right now, no one's going to beat him. And another plus I have for Merab is just he has the momentum. So, boom, beat Umar earlier this year. And then, boom, here again. 5 months later, you're fighting Sean O'Malley. And then a few months later from now, he's going to be fighting Sandhagen like in October, September. So, yeah, dude. Merab, 49-46, 150-45. So, that's my prediction for this fight. This is my long prediction for this fight. And, yeah, dude, Merab's just way too good. All right. Let me get one thing off my chest real quick. Sean O'Malley is not a fucking superstar still. Never was. Never was. Read this shit, dude. Okay. Chael Sonnen said Sean O'Malley is still the biggest star in MMA after losing to Merab at UFC 16. Buddy, what are you talking about, dude? What do you mean superstar? Who likes this guy? Honestly. I mean, if you're 14 and below, I get it, but if you're a fucking grown man and you love Sean O'Malley and you're like, oh, his lifestyle, man, the fast cars, and he cheats on his wife, and this dude's fuck his wife, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're a grown man. Why do you fucking try to relate to this guy or think he's such a huge superstar? Who gives a fuck? Honestly. Sean O'Malley was never the biggest star ever. In the Cheeto fight in Miami where he had this huge stacked card, Sean O'Malley sold all these pay-per-views. He sold a lot because you stacked the whole fucking card, dude. Petr Yan was the feature fight. Who's not going to watch? So, yeah. And in Tampa or Miami, wherever the fuck in Florida, they were chanting, fuck O'Malley. Fuck O'Malley. No one fucking likes this guy. They force him so much down our throats. We just fucking hate him. I do. I mean, if you arrange an appointment for one of your friends to fuck your wife, you're a fucking weirdo, dude. This guy is fucking weird, okay? His personality, 0. Wrestling, 0. No personality because anytime this dude is on the mic, he sounds like the fucking nervous kid in high school being asked to read in front of the whole class. And he's stumbling, and he's rumbling, and he's bumbling, and he can't get the words out of his mouth. That's how I feel watching Sean O'Malley at a press conference. And it's honestly fucking embarrassing. And also, he's 5'11". Bro is 5'9" at the fucking max. I mean, they try putting out so much propaganda about Sean O'Malley, but nobody fucking swallows or consumes this fucking goy slop that is being pestered out to us by the UFC. And people like Chael Sonnen, who are obviously working with the UFC and ESPN, try to say dumbass shit like this and just thinks that, the fan base would really relate to this. And that's a real thing. Sean O'Malley, still a star. After losing to Merab, the Willies. However, he loves fucking mispronouncing people's names, but yeah, dude, Sean O'Malley is not him, dude. Not a fucking superstar at all. And that whole superstar shit, like walking onto it's a great song, but like that's cringy as fuck. No one likes Sean O'Malley. He's not the big superstar. Maybe among fucking 12-year-old kids. But when it comes to hardcore MMA fans or avid UFC fans, consumers, Sean O'Malley fucking sucks when it comes to popularity. We're not fucking constantly shaking in our boots for the next Sean O'Malley fight. And when we saw him get an undeserved title shot against Merab, it's just like, it's so obvious that the UFC wants him to be the fucking man. They want him to be the front runner for the UFC, and they want him to bring in all the new audiences, the young generation. But That shit is forced, dog, and we aren't fucking liking it at all. And I don't know what they're gonna do with Sean. He has to fight Umar Nurmagomedov. If he doesn't fight Umar Nurmagomedov and they're just putting him up some layup, then it's fucking obvious they don't want Sean. I mean, it's pretty obvious they don't want Sean O'Malley to go on a fucking losing streak from here. So I want him to fight Umar, but they might put him against fucking Cejudo or fucking Song Yadong or something. But yeah, I had to get that off my chest real quick. Little tangent, but Sean O'Malley versus Umar Nurmagomedov, number 1 ranked bantamweight versus number 3 ranked bantamweight. This is gonna be a huge fight, dude. It doesn't matter belt or not. Like I already said, belt or not, this can be a really big fight. We can get some of the positives about Sean O'Malley. 1-shot KO power. He has this anytime in the fight, unless he's fighting fucking Merab. But again, maybe not in this fight, but he does have that 1-shot KO power that he got with Aljo, that he got with Eddie Wineland, that he got with fucking... Who else he fucking knock out like that? Some dudes on some bums on the Contender Series. Then another plus for him, a double plus, pullback counters. Pullback counters for Sean O'Malley are so nasty. He didn't use them against Merab for some reason. He just fucking loses all sense of fight knowledge and fight techniques when he's fighting Merab. But pullback counters, the one he pulled off against Aljamain Sterling. Shit was fucking insane, sick. He looked fucking unbeatable at that moment, dude. But for some reason he hasn't used it. But I'm sure it'll be a lot more open. I mean, not as open as it did against Merab, but Merab, it doesn't matter what you do or what technique you have. He always fucking finds a way to get you down and stifle all your abilities. So I think he'll be able to pull off a pullback counter against Umar. Umar going in for like a step knee or something like that, or overextends on a shot. Sean O'Malley pulls back, fucking knocks him out. That's what I think when I think of a pullback counter in this fight. But another plus for Sean O'Malley. Very effective peeps to the body. Very effective. He got one with Merab with it, and he hit Cheeto a lot with him, and it's like you don't see the damage on Cheeto, or you don't see it in his fatigue. You know, he just has crazy durability. But in this fight, I think it would have a great effect against Umar Nurmagomedov. Teeps against the body. Boom! Front kick to the stomach. Front kick to the stomach. Front kick to the stomach. Jab. Jab. Slip right hand. Boom. 1, 2. Cheap to the body. Back him up against the cage. Ooh. 1, 2, 3. Slip. 2. Boom. You know, Sean O'Malley, very effective teeps to the body when he uses them. And I think against Umar Nurmagomedov, it'll be a great strategy against him. You know, it would slow him down later in the fight. Eventually, it maybe even lead to a body shot TKO. But Sean, and they're really fast, and he's real accurate with them. Another plus, good anti-wrestling. Sean O'Malley seems to be really good when it comes to stifling the wrestling, when it comes to stopping transitions, or when it comes to getting back up to his feet, not really getting in vulnerable positions, like which he did against Merab. But again, he was real desperate to get up because he knew if he stood there, Merab would stay there the whole fight, and he's not going to look for any submissions. He's not going to look for an opening. But good anti-wrestling when it comes to working his way up, or when it comes to stopping himself from putting in vulnerable positions against dangerous opponents. Another plus, light on his feet. Sean O'Malley's really light on his feet. You know, dude, he is fucking floating in the cage when he's in his flow state, really. So fast, crazy footwork. Really mixes in well with his striking and his takedown defense. So another plus, Veritas straight twos down the pipe. The straight twos are his best weapon in this fight in general. Straight two down the pipe. You know, Sean O'Malley, he'll fake a jab, or he'll throw a jab switch stances, throw a jab with the lead hand, and switch stances again, and then he'll catch you out of nowhere with the 2. Boom, straight down the pipe. And those are his best shots. He knocked out Aljo with it, knocked out Wineland with it. I don't know why that's the only ones I remember. Catches everybody with that straight 2 down the pipe. And caught it with Piotr Jan with it and hurt him in their fight. Again, another plus. He's very accurate. He always finds the chin. Always finds the chin. Always finds the soft spots of the body. Always finds the kicks around the guard when it comes to throwing head kicks. Always finds the correct target when it comes to leg kicks. Everything. He is very accurate in everything he does. Minuses. I don't know why I said that earlier because I wrote these notes out earlier, but open to being submitted. Now he is. Or when he's really desperate, he'll be open to being submitted. Like against Merab, he was desperate to get back up, but being that desperate, dude, just opened him up so much. He literally fucking put both his hands and knees on the ground and left his neck wide open for a pounding. And Merab jumped on it. And he got him. So that's another thing that I'm looking at in this fight. If he gets desperate against Umar, he might give up his neck or a limb. Another minus, willing to lose a decision. If Sean O'Malley is down 3 to maybe even 4 rounds, he will fucking coast the 5th round. And Tim Welch will be like, it's almost over, buddy. It's almost over, buddy. You'll be fine. It's almost over, buddy. Just being this ultimate yes man and being a fucking terrible coach. You know, remember JDM's coach? When he pulled him in the corner? He said, you are not fucking tired. You are not tired. Strike down to 2. Keep pinging the cunt. Whatever the fuck he said. Sean O'Malley needs that motivation in the corner when he's down 2 or 3 rounds. Because if not, and if he still has Tim Welch giving him fucking advice, he will be willing and be open to losing a decision. And another minus for Sean O'Malley is his ego death. I would truly believe he lost his ego after being humbled by Merab once, given another title opportunity undeserved, and getting humbled twice, bitch. Boom! And fuck yes. He got humbled. And he has total ego death now. And another minus that I think is very important and that I really think that helped him out through his whole career, no gooning. Sean O'Malley without a goon is like a fiend without a spoon. But no gooning. Sean O'Malley did a lot better when he was a degenerate. And more gooning for Sean O'Malley, please. Another minus, can be overwhelmed. Obviously, we saw it in the Merab fight. We saw it in the later rounds of the Yan fight. He just gets overwhelmed, and then he just doesn't really make the best decisions or loses all motivation entirely. So those are the positives for positive negatives for Sean O'Malley. Umar Nurmagomedov, X Factor Wrestling. Umar Nurmagomedov always has that shit in his back pocket. He is a Dagestani. He is a Nurmagomedov. He is an inbred fuck. So he always has that X Factor Wrestling in his back pocket ready to go no matter what, any time of the day. Boom, double leg. Boom, single leg. Body lock to a trip. And he always has that when it doesn't fucking work out for him on the feet. Another plus for Umar Nurmagomedov. Fast head kicks. His fucking question mark kicks, lead head kicks are so fast. I can imagine him catching O'Malley with them at least a few times. Just because they're so fucking fast and come out so quick, like a fucking whip. Another plus for Umar Nurmagomedov. Simple but effective kickboxing combos. Because, again, the fear of the takedown, especially after seeing O'Malley's fear of Merab's takedown and his fucking pace, I wouldn't be surprised if Umar's catching him out there with fucking mom kickboxing, cardio, boxing combos, dude. I don't... When you know it's over when Sean O'Malley's getting caught with a 1-2 with the body kick. It's over when Sean O'Malley's getting caught with looping shots and Umar is still catching him with head kicks and he's slipping and shit. So it's, I don't know. I don't know if O'Malley's gonna be all mentally there for this whole fight and just not be confused or unsure of what to do. I don't know, but Umar was landing simple kickboxing cardio fucking combos on Corey Sandhagen. He's just, because the fear of the takedown, dude, it's just so overpowered when you have that X factor wrestling and then you have striking, but to go behind it. I think Umar is like possibly the best skilled guy when it comes to well-roundedness in the division, but again, you just can't beat Merab, dude. It's like, oh man, Merab's so overpowered. I love it. Another another plus for Umar Nurmagomedov, great ability of timing takedowns. You know, Umar, he is really good at timing takedowns off his opponent's attacks or their defenses or icks or whatever. So Umar is able to always time great entries. And sometimes when some of the times when he took down Corey Sandhagen, I was like, how the fuck did he fucking time that perfectly? Where Corey Sandhagen had his hands up and just thought he was going to throw an overhand or he was going to throw a kick. Next thing you know, Umar Nurmagomedov's in on the hips and he's got him down. Great timing of takedowns. Very negatives. A negative for Umar Nurmagomedov is he's chinnable. Bro got dropped by some unnamed fucking unranked fucking bantamweight who took the fight like on a week's notice, got chinned, fell to the ground, but he recovered great. But it's still, dude, if you're getting chinned by some dude who's unranked and just took the fight on a few days' notice, there's some problems there when you get in there with some real powerful punchers. And I know the UFC didn't want to run him up fucking murderer's row up the bantamweight division. You know, after he beat that fucking unnamed dude, he get a shot against Corey Sandhagen. Doesn't have really knockout power, but he is beatable with the style like Umar. So I'm pretty sure if Umar fought a guy like fucking Song Yadong, he would have been laying out fucking stiff on the ground. But the UFC wanted to fucking run him up. I don't know, I'm getting off on a tangent here, but he is chinnable. Unranked guy fucking almost chinned him. Can be overwhelmed again. I have a feeling it doesn't have to be just Merab that can overwhelm him. I think Sean O'Malley can overwhelm him with pressure and teeps to the body and just overall faster and more slick striking. And over the pace of 5 rounds, I think he can be overwhelmed by O'Malley. And if Umar is being pressured on the back foot, being defensive, he will gas. We saw it against fucking Merab. Merab being the forward pressure guy, always shooting for something, always going for leading into an exchange. Umar, he was always trying to knock out Merab, hit him with some crazy striking combos, trying to always get the head kick off on him. But again, all that spending of your stamina just gassed him out when we saw him really fatigued in the 3rd round. And then from on, it was just downhill from there. And again, those are the pointers of both of the fighters in this fight. Honestly, I think this is a lot closer fight than people think. It is probably like a 50-50 matchup. But for me, if I had to pick somebody, sadly, I'd pick Sean O'Malley to win by KO or decision. If it went to decision, I'd say it's a 48-47 decision for Sean O'Malley. If it is a KO, it'd probably be like a body shot TKO, or it would be a straight 2 down the middle or a pullback counter. If anything, if it's going to be a knockout, it's going to be a straight 2. I'm going to just say that. It'll be a straight 2 down the pipe. If he wins this fight. If he wins by KO, it'll be a straight 2. Umar's way to win this fight, obviously submission and decision. I don't think he can knock out O'Malley, but honestly, I'm going to go Sean O'Malley. Safe bet. Let's go KO. Sean O'Malley, 4th round TKO of Umar Nurmagomedov. Straight 2 down the pipe, leads to ground and pound. He's out of there. That's my fucking analysis for this fight. And we're now going to be moving on. Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes. Man. Who gives a fuck? But what I can say, see this great Photoshop? And Amanda Nunes, oh my god, dude, she looks so much like a fucking dude, bro. She looks like someone from the WWE, but I can't remember their name. Fuck. But again, this is Will Ramos. They have the same haircut. She's rocking that shit. Who gives a fuck? Who cares? Make the fight. Biggest thing in the fucking women's division since I don't fucking know. I don't care. Moving on. Piper. Let me get out the way so you can see this. Oh my god, dude. When I tell you I'm a fucking genius when it comes to Photoshop, this is what I mean. Piper versus Abus Magomedov. Joe Piper, great first round power. We see that all in all of his fights. We'll find the turnaround one. He did against Kelvin. He does against a lot of people. Marc-Andre Barriol, Kevin Gastelum. Always finds a turnaround one. Negatives, I don't got money positive to say about Joe Piper because, again, I think he is a bot when it comes to mixing up his abilities. Only mixes it up when he has to, making it uncomfortable. That's what I mean. Like when he's forced to try to go to different avenues with someone like Jack Hermanson, he gets very uncomfortable. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. For someone who trains with Sean Brady, I'm so pissed off that Piper has that experience of trading with Sean Brady and just fucking does not use it. And he's too one-dimensional. Always looking for the KO. He gets up in the first round. People are afraid to fucking crash in against him. And then he sticks to that one way of fighting, which was finding that one shot to KO. Abus Magomedov, great first round pace. This fight can easily end in the first round for either guy. Because Abus Magomedov has great first round pace. Like, again, against Strickland. He like was putting it on Strickland pretty hard with any kind of strike, front kicks, head kicks, flying knees, fucking knees up the middle, big long combos, high finishing potential for Abus Magomedov. He can find that shot. He can find that crazy technique, strike, flying something that can put you out cold. Mixes up striking, grappling very well. We saw this in his last fight. Oh, fuck, I already forgot you fought. But he's actually can grapple, and he can mix it up whenever he needs to. And against someone like Joe Piper, that's something he'll really need, is that ability to mix it up and that ability to make Piper uncomfortable in a fight. Negatives for Abus Magomedov. Will quit in the third round. If Abus Magomedov's having a hard fight with Joe Piper, he's going to quit in the third round, second round. I'm going to just say third because it's more realistic, but he will quit in the third round. So Abus has to get this fight over with in the first or second round, or he has to somehow fucking survive for 5 minutes in the last round. And another minus, lacks awareness of his own gas tank. Bro, when he fought Strickland, he was going out there like he was fucking with Rob and just throwing everything, the whole kitchen sink. But as soon as the fucking second round hit, this guy could barely fucking walk. This boy was like Shamil Gaziev in a 5-round fight. Just blobbing. It's bad when Abus is gassed. It's bad. And it's bad enough to where Sean Strickland will finish you. Embarrassing. Yeah, that's my pointers for this fight. And that's my great Photoshop for this fight. Piper versus Abus Magomedov. Great fight. I think it makes sense. Piper, I wouldn't give him a fucking jump up that high for beating Kelvin Gastelum. Abus Magomedov, he's on the come up. I think this would be a great unranked scrap. Yeah, dude. Piper versus Abus Magomedov. Moving on. Well, no, I think Piper gets it done by KO in the first or second round. I think Abus can get chinned. Can gas in the third round, so I'm going to go Joe Piper, second round, KO. Next fight, Mario Batista, number 10, versus the number 5 ranked Song Yadong. Mario Batista's supposed to fight Chito Vera, but who the fuck wants to rematch make that? That is the most bum fight in the whole division, dude. If you match make that fight, you just hate on Mario Batista, and I understand why. But again, these are realistic matchups, and these are matchups that I think that matchup that Mario Batista deserves. Song Yadong lost to Piotr Yan. Obviously, just can't fight up after that. Probably, I think he should fight down. He should take on Mario Batista. Mario Batista, for as much as people don't like him, I think he deserves this title shot. He deserves this fight because he did win me over in this fight because he didn't use any of his grappling, and he showed that his pace and his mixing up of the strikes was just too much for a bum like Patchy Mix. But I want to see Mario Batista get in there with a guy who's dangerous, a top 5 opponent, just to see how good he really is. Because he is really good, but I just want to see how good he is. And I want him to see him fight a guy like Song Yadong with the power, with the striking, with the great grappling. Just overall a well-rounded fucking fighter. Points for Song Yadong. Nuclear bombs for fist. Song Yadong has crazy power. And this fucking Chinese experiment has nuclear bombs for fists. You know, he puts a lot of guys that put down Ricky Simon, Chris Gutierrez. Who else did he put out? Fuck, I already forget the names of these fucking bums. But Song Yadong can put anybody down. Oh, he was fucking up Henry Cejudo, and it was so apparent that he had some crazy fucking heat. By the way, Henry Cejudo was reacting and made Henry Cejudo quit. Saying I got my eye poked, man. I couldn't see, bro. Whatever, dude. Another plus, great catch and shoot ability. Song Yadong, he gets hit, he's coming right back at you. Right after your first punch or your second punch, he's going to come right back at you with a lead hook or an overhand after getting hit. Catch and shoot, very effective. Good cardio. Song Yadong, he's going to be there all 5 rounds of the fight. Very moderate pace, depending on if he thinks he can finish you or not, but he's going to be there the whole fight. Mixes up striking and grappling. Song Yadong will mix it up to trying to confuse his opponent, trying to confuse Henry Cejudo. He will feint some takedowns or some level changes and then come up with the striking. I think that's something he can employ against Mario Batista because, again, I think on the grappling spectrum, I think Song Yadong and Mario Batista are about the same level, or Song Yadong's just a little bit better when it comes to actually being in mount or transitions or overall just takedowns in general. Will counter the grappling if Mario Batista ever goes for it. He has that ability. And Stonewall take down the fence. You know, it would be hard to take this fucking guy down. Thick ass legs, powerful, strong, always gonna be on point. It's gonna be he will not get taken down against Mario Batista, I don't think. Slick boxing in the pocket. This guy has some slick, simple boxing combinations. Every time there's an exchange and the people are coming in to throw an exchange, he always has something in his back pocket ready to fucking go. And this could be a 2-3, or it could be a 3-2, or it can be a 2-4 to the body. And Song Yadong, when he's in there in the pocket exchanging, he is always winning that exchange. Always winning. Always winning. No matter who he's fighting, he's always winning that exchange in the pocket. Unless you're fighting Pyorion, who is a fucking maestro on the feet, he always wins those pocket exchanges. And when he has that power in those pocket exchanges, he's always going to look like he's winning that exchange when it comes to the judges. Full fucking violence. Song Yadong is coming for your head. Song Yadong's not going to stop. Song Yadong's going to make you bleed. He doesn't care if he broke his fucking leg or his arm, he broke his dick. He's always going to be out there coming at you, coming in you for that fucking knockout finish. Pointers for Mario Batista and negatives. Relentless pressure. Mario Batista is always on the front foot, and he's always pressuring his opponents. I don't think it'll work that well against Song Yadong, but he has that in his pocket, in his fucking tool belt. Relentless output. Mario Batista is always throwing something. He's always going to throw something so he can overwhelm you. So you can't get off on whatever game plan you're trying to get off. Because he's always throwing something, always hitting you in the mouth, always hitting you with a 1-2 down the pipe or a hook on the retreat. Next point. Great. Slick 1-2s down the pipe. When he fought Patchy Mix a couple days ago, his 1-2s down the pipe were so slick and they were always landing. And his slip and rip overhands over the top to the dome, Patchy Mix were slick too. So Mario Batista has a great 1-2 down the pipe. Always lands it. Always was landing it. Always. Every time he threw it, against Patchy Mix. Great at mixing up the strikes. Mario Batista, he will attack all points of the body. He will attack the legs, the body, the head, and maybe even not even the mainly those are the only three. But he would always attack all points of the body. He would always mix it up. 1-2s on the pipe, leg kick, teep, straight right hand of the body, 2-3 to the body. You know, he is great at mixing it up. Has the smudge X factor. You know, he could try to hold Sangedong against defense. I think he can only hold him up against defense, but I don't think he can do it for long. But I don't know. I might be underestimating him. I'm underestimating him. He might be able to smudge Sangedong against defense for a little while. Won't happen for the whole fight, but he has that smudge X factor. Good cardio. Mario Batista, for as much as he throws and he doesn't get tired, great cardio, dude. Great cardio. Not good. I should have been great. Great cardio. Great output. Will always be there all round to the fight. Always will be on point. Always will be ready to fucking throw whenever, and it doesn't matter what he throws because he will last in the fight, all 3 rounds, all 15 minutes. Negatives now. Has been chinned before. He has been chinned early on in his career, dropped by Corey Sandhagen, so he does have that chinnable factor. Can't get into a firefight. He cannot get into a firefight with Song Yadong, which is kind of like with the Mario Batista style. It's kind of hard not to get in a firefight with Song Yadong. Because if he does, he's getting knocked the fuck out. Oh my god, dude. I mean, Song Yadong is if these two exchange in the pocket, Song Yadong will claim that MMA Guru bounty over Mario Batista's head. And yeah, dude, if I had to predict this fight right now, Song Yadong all the way. Mario Batista, he is good and he does deserve a fight at least in the top 5 or the very bottom. Let's say at the least a very number 7, 6, or 5 ranked opponent, just to see how good he really is, because he is really good, but we want to see if he's that good to be in the top 5. So yeah, Song Yadong, Mario Batista. I think Song Yadong probably knocks him out in the 3rd round or the 2nd round after these two are trying to exchange in the pocket. Mario Batista trying to exchange in the pocket. Can't so much him against defense. Can't take him down. Song Yadong pushes him off, knocks him out with a fucking a 3-2, a hook crossed to the fucking chin. Or, I don't know, let's see. Probably a slip and dip overhand on Mario Batista's chin, puts him out cold. No follow-up shots needed. Song Yadong puts him out, throws him in the oven, cooks him like a dog. Next fight. Patchy Mix, Statue Mix versus Adrian Yanez. No, you do not deserve someone at least in the top 15. You do not deserve a unranked opponent. You deserve a little more down than that. You are a bum. You are shit. You're a statue. You cannot hang in the UFC. You can be a good unranked fighter, but when it comes to the top 15 or the top 10 or the top 5, I mean, I'm going to submit all these guys, man. I'm going to submit Marab. I'm going to submit Sean O'Malley. My boy, you can't even throw a fucking cross. You can't even fucking throw a 1-2 against Mario Batista, dude. You can't even mix up your striking. You can't even enforce any grappling. You can't even fight UFC level competition, dude. You suck. Patchy Mix looked so shitty, and it's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed for him. Bellator guys, don't ever hype him up again. They fucking suck. All right. Adrian Yanez. Points for Adrian Yanez. Dip and rip boxing. For this come up of his prospect when he was undefeated, he was always catching guys with dip and rip boxing. Slip, dip, rip. Boom. Right hand over the top. Left hand over the top. Overhand over the top. He's really good at that until Rob Font figured him out and caught him with his hand and then moved him to the center line and then just threw an uppercut and knocked his ass out. I don't think Patchy Mix is going to fucking do that. So, dip and rip boxing for Adrian Yanez. Nasty combinations against defense. Dude, when this guy gets you against defense and he's fucking feeling it, he's going for body shots, head kicks, elbows, everything to get you out of there. Crazy. Decent power. Adrian has some decent power behind his shots, and when he gets you against the fence and you're vulnerable, that decent power puts some plus to the combinations this guy throws. It just, that decent power, it doesn't matter if he just has decent power, those combinations and those unpredictable head kicks come out of nowhere, or those big right hands when you're against the fence come out of nowhere, he will knock you out. Dangerous flow state. When this guy's in his fucking flow state, dude, he is dangerous. Gets you against the fence in his flow state, throwing 2, 3 to the chin, 3 to the body, and a jab, hook, and then a jab, hook, head kick, oh, and you're fucking out cold. He is so nasty when he's in that flow state, high output. Always throwing something, always slipping and dipping and ripping, always on the front foot, always looking to get that big shot and knock you out. Minuses. Can be chinned. Rob Font chinned him. Susceptible to leg kicks, bro. Got a leg kick TKO'd by Jonathan Martinez. That's sad as fuck. Yeah, those are his his negatives, but I don't think Patchy Mix really is dangerous when it comes to Adrian Yanez. Now let's go to the negatives for Patchy Mix. Number 1, he's ass. Number 2, send 2 to 3 years McDonald and forget. Will lose all UFC fights. Stiff like bro got his back blown out. Hey. I'm not being racist, man. I meant to put back, but not black. Okay. Patchy Mix, you're shit. Adrian Yanez wins by whatever he wants. Moving on. Kevin Holland versus number 9 welterweight ranked Colby Covington. Kevin Holland did call out Colby Covington, and I think this is a good fight because Kevin Holland, he is reintroducing himself to the welterweight division, and I think if he locks in, he will be able to make a good, decent run in this division and make it to at least number 7 or number 6 ranked, at most top 4 or number 4 ranked. But points for Kevin Holland, he does know what a 45-70 is. If you can see here, this is a 45-70 Henry lever action rifle. He does, in fact, know what a 45-70 is. And if Colby Covington does not know, he's in some trouble. Locked in, Holland equals sniper. Holland, when he knocked out Joaquin Buckley back in the day, dude, that shit came out so fast and so rangy and just sniped. Bam! 2 down the pipe. Buckley goes down. And crazy sniping ability when he's locked in, of course. Dangerous jiu-jitsu. Locked in this last fight against Luque. Gets a submission, latches it up. Has that black belt in jiu-jitsu ability when he's locked in. Locked in Holland, almost unbeatable. I mean, when Holland's locked in and he has his jiu-jitsu, has his sniper ability, and he doesn't care if he gets taken down, he's almost unbeatable, dude. Almost unbeatable because Kevin Holland, he does have that crazy power. Like, you know, he knocked out fucking Jacare Souza while he was laying on his back. That was weird as fuck. But again, dude, that power for you to generate from the ground, from your back, is crazy. And when you think about it, if Kevin Holland's locked in and he's ready to fight and he's in his best form, he is almost unbeatable. Almost unbeatable. Plus, awesome chin. He was taking spinning wheel kicks on the chin by Stephen Thompson, and it wasn't going down, dude. Was not going down. And it doesn't matter if he got hit with his fucking spinning elbow by MVP. He was not going down, dude. Crazy chin on this fucking guy. Lack of motivation equals bros never winning. Okay. The downside. If Kevin Holland has no motivation, he will never win a fight in his life. Because, again, he's like, fuck this shit, man. I'm going to get paid. I'm going to just lay it back. Can't lose a decision. I don't give a fuck. You know, it's just that mentality that gets Kevin Holland the bad rap that he has. And he's willing to lose a decision. If Kevin Holland's down 2 rounds and it's a 3-round fight, he will just resort to losing the decision and coast in that last round. Sad as it is really common for this fucking guy to do. Colby Covington. He has this ultimate ability called racism. And racism is Colby Covington's number one attribute. You know, if we get a press conference between these two or a Twitter exchange, he might drop the fucking N-bomb. And I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to make a video about it. Colby Covington, please drop the N-bomb. I'm waiting for it. Trash talk out the fucking wazoo. Colby Covington, doesn't matter how ass he is, he will always find a way to get under your fucking skin. It doesn't matter if you have a dead dad and he was a gang member and he killed people and he ruined people's lives and he's from England. He will bring that up about your dad and he will get under your skin and he will be stiff the whole fight right after that. So, yeah, durability. Colby Covington, doesn't matter if he gets knocked down or fucked up the whole fight, he will not get knocked out because he does have that durability. He can take some pretty big shots. That's it. I can't put even like a fight specific fucking positive about Colby Covington because he's 1 foot out the door. You can't be 2 feet out the door and try to win in the ranked division of your ranked part of welterweight. If you're 1 foot out the door, you're basically just a journeyman. You're basically just not improving. You're just going out there for a paycheck, which I do think Colby Covington is, and just going out there for his brand. Big minus is bro's too slow. I mean, Colby Covington, you know, it seems he has lost all steam, all fast twitch. I guess his last fight against fucking Joaquin Buckley, it's like, I mean, like, bro's like, he looks like it looks like he's lagging out there in the cage. He's lagging. Bro's at like 3,000 ping when he's fucking throwing some combinations, dude. Like, this guy, when it comes to having like some sort of athleticism or crazy fast twitch muscle, he has none of it, dude. Not anymore. Like, against Usman, this guy was fucking landing some crazy fast big shots, having a fucking slug out with Kamaru Usman. And now he just looks like he looks like a fucking Alex Morono out there, dude. He looks like a Nico Price out there, dude. It's sad to see the downfall of Colby Covington, but another fucking big negative Mickey Mouse hands. This guy couldn't hurt a fucking soul. This guy can punch a pigeon without all his might, and he will not fucking kill it. This guy, oh my god, man. This guy could punch a baby, and the baby will still live. Those are fucking so bad jokes, but Mickey Mouse hands. I mean, this guy can't hurt a soul. You know, against guys like Kevin Holland, you know, it's impossible for Colby Covington to be able to even rock Kevin Holland with his fucking power in his hands, dude. He just has no steam on his shots. Doesn't follow through all the way. A super shell of him former self, ultimately, dude. He can't hurt a soul. And so if I had to predict this fight, I'd predict Kevin Holland's submission. Probably drops Colby Covington, snipes him, jumps on a fucking Darce choke, anaconda, whatever you want to call it. Gets him out of there. Yeah, dude, that's sadly the reality of this fight. He will hit what Colby Covington with that 45-70 right hand, snipes him, and then just hit I can't even talk. Latch up a fucking Darce choke, gets him out of there. Takes number 9, goes on to fight more in the division, but yeah, I got Kevin Holland by sub. Let's say, I mean, this can't be a fight night main event. This can't be. So let's say like a second or third round, catches Colby, puts him away with a Darce choke. Next fight, next matchup I made. Whoo, my GOAT, Joshua Van versus number 1 flyweight Raw Dog Royval. Crazy name. Reminds me of my boy Joe. Yeah, if you don't know, this fight has been made. So I was originally going to put up like Steve Ercek because it makes sense that Joshua Van, they should kind of rush him up a little bit up the division, get him against some big names. So a Steve Ercek fight would have made sense, but they already made this fight here. He did call it Brandon Moreno, but that's way too high up the division for him. So originally I was gonna put him against Steve Ercik, but they did make this fight because he always steps in on short notice. Doesn't matter when the fight is or where the fight is, he is there and he's active and he has confidence. So yeah, this fight's gonna happen June 28th, International Fight Week, dude. Which is only in a few weeks, and this Joshua Van's like, fuck it, I'll take the fight. Crazy. Had a fight 2 days later after he already fought. Crazy activity from Joshua Van. Crazy. This guy's like my fucking GOAT. I mean, this guy is one of my favorite fighter right now, Joshua Van. And let's just go over the points, dude. All the pluses in the world. He's my GOAT, so therefore he is the greatest fighter of all time. Three pluses. Super active equals crazy momentum. He has crazy momentum. He fought 4 times in the last year. In the last not even a year, he's fought 4 times. I think it's like 4 times in 9 months or something like that. This guy's always in the cage. He's always fighting. He's always training. Always out there, keeping the momentum, keeping it going. Keep the fucking snowball going. Another plus, crazy confidence. It doesn't matter against who. He is there, and he's there to fucking implement his game plan, and he's there to get the fucking W, bro. Melting pressure in boxing, dude. This guy melts anybody he fights. He melted Cody Durden, even though it went to decision. Melted Bruno Silva, and he almost melted Ray Ceruria, but I just wish he put Ceruria out cold and melted him and fucking hit him a couple extra times after the ref told him to get off. Pressure boxing, dude. Always melts everybody he fights, dude. Again, it's a lower competition, but again, dude, that ability to melt somebody with your fucking pressure boxing and get them against the cage and just melt their soul. You're my fucking GOAT. I love Joshua Van. All my homies love Joshua Van. This guy is fucking badass. Melting pressure of the boxing, dude. Slip and rip style. This guy slips and rips like a G. I love Joshua Van slipping and ripping, dude. I love it when he throws a jab, slips their jab, lands a right hand over the top, and just keeps going forward. Slips a hook, rip. Slips a hook, duck under. Right hand, left hook, boom. Body shot, ta-ta. Right hand over the top, boom. Just this guy's slip and rip style is so nasty to watch. It's so entertaining. And it's like, this guy is so fucking good. This guy's so good. He's so entertaining, bro. The slip and rip style, always capitalizing off his opponent's mistakes with his pressure boxing and his slip and rip. Able to slip those 1s, slip the 2s, slip the 3s, whatever, dude. He is slipping and he's fucking ripping. And that's what I love to see. And that's what gives him such a big plus in this fight. Ability to find the body shots anywhere. This guy will always find the body. It doesn't matter who he's fighting. He's going to find that fucking left hook to the body, right hook to the body, left hook up top after that. He'll always find the body shot. Always find it. Always find to just create that body shot snowball till the end of the fight, dude. This fight's going to be 5 rounds. And his ability to find those body shots is so big in this fight. Because it will be... No, it's only 3 rounds. Never mind. Still, finding those body shots early on in the fight will always help Joshua Van out. And it's always helped him out. And it will help him out. Those fucking hooks to the body. Those 2s to the body. Those 3s. It's so nasty. So effective. I love it. Always finds the range against longer opponents. It doesn't matter who he's fighting. Again, he was winning against Charles Johnson before he got knocked out, dude. He always finds that range. Ray Ceruria, bigger than him. Everybody he's fought was almost bigger than him. And he's always able to find that range. He's always able to find it. It's such an effective ability that he has to able to find that range with those longer opponents. And I think he's going to obviously find it against Brandon Royval. Brandon Royval is probably his hardest matchup right now because he is a longer guy. Since he got knocked out by a guy who's longer than him. That's what people say, and I kind of see it too, but I think he will find that range against Brandon Royval because Brandon Royval does have pillow hands. So I think it wouldn't affect Joshua Van that much, and he would always find that range. That range, he will always find it and find those body shots, bro. Mixes in the head kicks so well. He mixes in the head kicks awesomely. As much as you wouldn't think he would throw a head kick being a mostly boxing pressure fighter, he would, get you up against the cage, back you up, land twos, one twos, 2 3s, or he'll land a slip and 2 over the top, and then out of nowhere, he'll throw a lead switch head kick. Boom! And it always catches his opponents off guard. It hasn't put anyone down yet. It has for sure stung some of his opponents already. So, Joshua Van, those head kicks he pulls out of fucking nowhere, always catches opponents. And I think that'll honestly be a pretty big factor in this fight. Backing Royval against the cage and not expecting what Joshua Van's going to do to him. He's just going to expect him to catch him to 3s to the body. But and then Joshua Van pulls out that head kick out of nowhere and just boom, rattles him. I can see it. I believe he can do it. His best point he has full violence. Joshua Van is out there for the fucking kill. He's out there for the entertainment. He's out there for the finish. He's out there to make you bleed. He's out there to make you quit. Full violence. Full violence. This guy loves fighting. He loves getting in the pocket. He loves scrapping. He loves beating the fucking shit out of you. And that's why I believe... I'm going to save that prediction for the end of this fucking video, but... full violence. This guy does not give up. This guy will always try to take your head off. Even though he can't really, but he will always find a way to make you quit and make you bleed and bust you up. So, my GOAT, of course, the most points. No negatives. Brandon Royval, great chin. I mean, Brandon Royval has been hit with some big-ass shots, and he's always been able to He's always been able to absorb them and have great recovery, great cardio. Brandon Royval will be last the whole 5 rounds, all 3 rounds for sure, and he will be will have a high output all those rounds. And he did have that high output and good cardio against Pantoja in the last fight in the 5th round. I thought Brandon Royval could have finished Pantoja, because Pantoja looks so gassed, and then Brandon Royval looks so fresh still. But again, I'll get to that point at the last one. It's the last negative, but I'm not going to get to it right now. Flash knockout KO potential. He has those weird abilities to catch that flying knee up the middle, and I got like he did against Mateus Nicolau, and then he has that spinning elbow out of fucking nowhere against Kai France, and it's like, dude, he could pull that out of his fucking back pocket against Joshua Van. I could see it happening. It is possible. Joshua Van is a shorter opponent, so there's that potential there. But again, like I said, it's another shorter opponents, knees up the middle against shorter opponents. I believe that Joshua Van can get caught with the knee up the middle, especially against Brandon Royval, someone who is so unpredictable sometimes when it comes to like these flash knockouts. So that is a possibility in this fight, and that's something I'm worried about. Another plus, this should be at the top. I don't know why I put it at the bottom. Championship experience. Brandon Royval has fought the who's who. He has fought Kai, he has fought Brandon Moreno, he has fought what's the fucking Japanese dude's name? I forgot his name already. And he has fought Pantoja 3 times. So he has that experience with the top of the division, cream of the crop, and he can always implement whatever he's learned in those fights against Joshua Van, a newcomer, a very new green newcomer, only 23 years old. And he could implement that experience that he has gained over the years on Joshua Van and can lead to his victory. Brandon Royval, inactive. He hasn't fought in a while. He hasn't fought since he fought that Japanese dude, but he hasn't fought since then because, of course, Manel Cap is somehow getting injured, and is always getting injured, always pulling out of the fights. So Brandon Royval hasn't been able to fight in a while, and and I think that's going to come to his detriment because he hasn't been in there in a while. Ring rust, and he's going to be up there against somebody who has been fighting constantly 4 fights in like 9 months. So that's going to be definitely a negative in this fight for Brandon Royval. Another negative for him, the last negative, hands softer than baby shit. Brandon Royval can't hurt a fucking soul with his fist. Brandon Royval, he's over there throwing my pillows at fucking everyone's chin. Cannot hurt anybody. Can only hurt somebody if it's like out of nowhere, an unexpected flash knockout, a flying knee or a spinning elbow. Those are his KO potentials. When it comes to his power and his combinations in his hands, he does not have it. Brandon Royval cannot hurt a soul. Brandon Royval can't punch a hole in a wall. Brandon Royval can't. I want to see Brandon Royval's fucking punching power on that punching machine. I'm sure it'll be terrible. Honestly, I think Amanda Nunes hits harder than Brandon. I mean, I'm just kidding, but Brandon Royval, you get the point. Can't fucking hurt a soul with his fist, so that's gonna come in a detriment for him in this fight. But my overall prediction: Joshua Van by decision. 29-28, Joshua Van. That's what I predict. That's what's gonna happen. I don't care what the fuck you guys say. Joshua Van's my GOAT. He will win 29-28 decision. That's how we do it. All right. Last matchup I've ever made. Azamat Murzakanov versus Volkan Ozdemir. This is a fight that was supposed to happen already, but it did not happen because Azamat pulled out. So I think they should remake this fight because Volkan Ozdemir, he had recently lost to... What's his name? Why do I forget everybody's name? Carlos Oberg. He just recently lost to Carlos Oberg, who eventually beat Jan Blachowicz. So that shows the potential. I mean, the Jan Blachowicz fight with Carlos Oberg gives... They gifted Carlos a decision, but we should remake this fight. Azamat Murzakanov versus Volkan Ozdemir. There'll be a good rise up in the rankings for Azamat Murzakanov, and I believe this fight should happen. And points for Volkan Ozdemir. Heavy ass hands. He hits hard as fuck. I mean, knocked out Johnny Walker, but who hasn't knocked out Johnny Walker? Great. You get a participation award. Great finishing pincer against the fence. I had Johnny Walker against the fence. I don't know why I'm saying Johnny Walker. Sipping Johnny Walker. I fucking studied, bro. Can't mix up the striking. Has the grappling. Has the fucking the kicks. Oh my god. But again, let me get to... He does have a block head, so that helps him in this fight with his chin. But again, dude, it's just Volkan Ozdemir. He's slow, plotty. I mean, this guy has the biggest legs I've ever seen on a fucking 205er, dude. This guy's fucking legs are huge. He's so plotty, dude. He's so plotty. Slow plotty. Slows down a lot. Doesn't really seem to have the cardio to keep at a crazy pace in his fights. Simple and predictable striking. It's either overhand or I don't know what else. Or a crazy 2-3. Can be outdone in the grappling. Can be taken down. Can be smudged. Azamat Murzakanov, his pluses. I only have pluses for him because I haven't seen really a lot of weaknesses in his game. Fast entries. This guy enters the fucking pocket so fast, and that's how he knocked out Brenson Ribeiro in his last fight a couple days ago. Fast entries. Stone hands, hits hard. And mixed in with the speed of his fast entry just adds a lot more effectiveness to his strikes. Super fast for a light heavyweight. This guy is bouncing on his feet like he's a fucking, I don't know, like Stephen Thompson, dude. Like, the way he bounces on his feet and with his stance, dude, he is super fast and super well-rounded as well. Has great cardio for him to be bouncing around doing that pendulum the whole fight. Great finishing instinct. This guy gets you hurt, he's going to finish you. That's what I've seen in his fights. That's what I think will happen in this fight. He's going to run it. He's going to exchange with Volkan Ozdemir, catch him with a 2-3. The two doesn't land, but the 3 will land. Volkan Ozdemir stumbles, goes against the fence. Azamat Murzakanov is going to hit him with an overhand or a head kick. Something crazy. This guy has something new every time he finishes somebody. It's always by some new way of finishing somebody. Like it's either kick against the cage. I don't know. I'm fucking yapping. I don't know what I'm talking about. Get you great finishing instinct. Get you up against the fence. Gets you hurt. He will finish you. Those are all the predictions, or not predictions. Those are all the matchups I have. For UFC 316, some of the UFC 316's notable winners and losers, and prediction for this fight. I think Mirzakhanov's gonna finish Volkan Ozdemir in round 2, by knockout, of course, and yeah, those are my matchups. Those are my matchups right there, dude. Yeah, those are the guys I think are gonna win. These are the matchups I made, and I believe the UFC should make these matchups. I believe these matchups make sense, and yeah, dude, that's it. I'll see you on the next video. Next video, I'm gonna be predictions for the card coming up this weekend, which is I believe in St. Louis. I'm gonna do the Usman versus Buckley. I'm gonna do predictions for that whole card. I'll get that video out to you guys in a couple days or today or whatever. Depends on how this editing process goes for this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Later, boys. Thank you. Stay safe. Later.